This tip is extremely busted. It is a recap of the last video. Don't question yourself. If you question your ability to do the flip during the flip or before the flip or anything like that, then you're going to have a hard time doing it, especially during the flip. And that's actually where most people do question it, especially on something like a dub swing or like any type of swing through or any type of variation, anything complicated in that sense. When you question it, then guess what? You're still flipping and twisting, and then your timing's off. Or you don't fully extend, like, for example, on my dub swings, when I was doing dub, it was really, really hard at first to get the dub swing, and I kept doing, like, a dub swing poop, like, like the gainer that's not upside down, and I was like, well, if I can gainer, I can dub. Because I will go upside down, I need to get in that axis to be able to dub. Why can't I do it? And then I realized, which is talked about in this last video, was I need to be prepared to do the double cork as I'm taking off for the first double cork. I can't question it. I have to be engaged. And if it doesn't work out, it didn't work out. I need to reassess it afterwards. And then when I'm going, I have to be 100% confident that I reassess it properly. And I do it exactly how I believe it should be done. And then it either works or it doesn't work. And then I either fix it again or I celebrate hard as fuck. Next tip we got is hate your tricks. Criticize your own tricks. You probably already do that. Most trickers do that, but do it with like a reason, Don't be like, oh, it sucked. Be like, oh, it sucked because I didn't chamber. Oh, it sucked because I didn't point my toes. Oh, it sucked because I under-rotated it. Those are awesome things, okay? You want to do that stuff. It just pushes you, but then you have to also celebrate the victories, even if it sucked a little bit. But if you, like, for example, when I was doing triple cork, I did triple cork, I hit feet first, and I was like, oh, that sucked. But it was also awesome, because even though I fell, I did everything correctly except, like, one small thing. Like, when I was doing triple cork, I questioned the final twist. I questioned when I was going to put my feet down. I questioned if my legs would hold me up, all that kind of thing. And, but then I didn't question it. I got the trick, and then it was even more awesome, right? But I kind of hated my twisting for a really long time, and I still definitely hate my twisting because I want really good twisting, and that's how to get good twisting is hate it, criticize it, pick it apart, figure out what's bad about it, what do you not like about it. Don't just hate it for nothing, hate it for a reason, because the moves you hate about yourself the most are probably going to be the tricks that look the best in the end. Next tip I've got for you is let yourself be obsessed with tricking. So take notes like crazy, put them in your phone, get a whiteboard, put them on your whiteboard, and watch samplers, make your own samplers, which is also actually kind of a separate tip, but yeah, watch everybody's samplers, share those samplers, watch them again with your friends, especially those Shosei samplers and the Zen samplers, your favorite triggers, get favorite triggers, make a list of favorite triggers, maybe make a list of the best triggers, and, like, see how far away you are, like, set, like, goals, like, maybe there's a number you want to hit or whatever, those kind of things, and, like, write them down and get obsessed about it and talk about it all the time, because that's how you get better at something, is by thinking about it and being a part of it all the time. Even if you can't actually trick all the time, you got to be thinking about it. You got to constantly be making improvements, and also by thinking about it, then you're like, well, what can I do right now? Like, if I can't trick right now, like, I could be stretching, I could make a combo, write in my notes, anything like that. I have notes in my phone like crazy. I'll show you some stuff. I mostly write down combos in my phone, like, I wake up in the middle of the night with some, like, crazy idea, or, like, right before I go to bed, or maybe you're tricking, or maybe you see it on Instagram, you want to write that down. That's where I put stuff in my phone. Otherwise, I put, like, more main, my main goals on my whiteboard. So I've got a whiteboard. So those are monthly goals and stuff that I want to hit, and then I've got, like, the semi-long-term goals. Those are, like, the ones that probably take longer to get to, or maybe I might not have consistent, like maybe hit it, like, when I hit it, it's kind of amazing kind of tricks. And then there we've got I've got, like, a grass section. I've got stuff for videos that I want to do in the future, like these ones. And then I've also got tramp. I've got, like, certain edits that I want to make. I got, like, a list of tricks that I need to get consistent, or that I'm almost getting consistent, or I need to combo them or start or end a combo with them, that kind of thing. So all sorts of stuff, and I update that every month or more if I run out of things. And or like right now, I'm not able to get into a spring floor, so because of that, I updated it to change it so that it's more grass related. And then I took a picture of it before I took down the spring floor one, so I've got that on my phone too. So this is literally just one of the folders. We got tips in there for personalized help, like my own tips for myself when I do triple corks again, like things I need to remind myself of. Double cork tips, I've got all those combos. The ones with the red exclamation marks are ones that I have an easier time hitting. And they're not like ones I've done already. They're just ones I know I could do first try, stuff like that. And then the ones I don't have that are ones that I'm leading up to, or sometimes I change them so that I can hit a similar combo at the session, that kind of thing. Okay, this tip I've been recently telling myself all the time. Super cool idea. When I updated my whiteboard this month, I had stuff on there like snatch cannon, which actually is a little bit closer than you probably think, and I've got cali roll, which is like super far away because I can barely snapu right now, and at least on grass. And then what else do I have on there? Let me take a look. I got dubby swing double cork. I've got dub swing trip. I've got shuriken and shuriken front swings, shuriken cutter front swings, that stuff. So they're not like super far, but like I've got quite a ways to go. Like it's definitely in my realm of possibility that I do those things. But basically what this tip is aim higher than you think you can do. Maybe I should have double cork in on that board. Maybe I should have cali roll hyper GMS triple B on that board. You know, if you tell yourself that you're going to get double cork, you know, oh, I'm going to get double cork when I'm good at tricking, I guarantee it. You're just going to be like, well, I'm not, you know, at my peak yet. I'm not the strongest I could be. I'm not the best of my cork yet. I'm not this, I'm not that. And then you're going to basically like time it out so that when you're the best that you've ever been, that's when you get your double cork. And then things just kind of go downhill from there. Or you just don't continue to progress because you got the thing you wanted and you're like, okay, well, now I'm just going to chill here. But if you aim for something extremely high, then you will just keep progressing, you know? Maybe you'll get way higher than you expected. Like cali roll, that's something I don't know if I can do. That is ridiculous for me. But it's on there and I really, really want it. So especially this like snapu double, that blows my mind. That's super sick. So, you know, if I think about that and I plan on doing ridiculous tricks like that, snapu seems so easy. Seems like a joke. That's just a stepping stone. But like it's kind of a big deal, you know, and like, oh, dub swing trip, I'm gonna get that. Dub, just a stepping stone. Dub times 3, just got to get good at dub swings. It's just on the road, you know? It's just like that. You got to think of him like it's not the end. You have to plan on being higher, and then guess what? When you don't make that highest trick, you're still good as fuck. I've been talking to people about this one quite a bit. It's actually surprising. People don't plan their sessions. I heard a podcast that, you know, Jamcast, that had Shosei on it, and apparently he doesn't plan his sessions, but like he's super good, so he just kind of goes and then does whatever he wants to do. Like I don't know if Shosei like levels up, you know? He kind of just like he's just very good and he does very good things when he's training. But like when you're trying to reach the top and you're not quite like at your highest level yet, and you're trying to actually improve, planning your sessions I think is crucial. I do it all the time. But what Shosei says is he actually trains whatever feels good. So you have to keep that in mind too. I definitely believe in that. Basically, I use my boards, the notes and everything that I have to kind of build up like the stepping stones towards the tricks that I really, really want, or transitions that I really need, or anything that I'm kind of struggling with lately, or anything like that. And I plan the session, and I almost like sometimes I plan the whole week of sessions. That is usually that was like during the winter when I only had 3 spring floor sessions a week, and so like I didn't get to trick very much, but I still do like basic sessions, and but that's not the same. So planning the session was like super vital so that I could continue to improve. And then also I'll plan a session. Usually I'm doing less now because I trick like every day or every other day, so I can kind of just, and I'm tricking for like 4 hours, but it's on grass, and I can just kind of, you know, change as I go. But you should have some ideas. So basically, if you're like, oh, I'm gonna work on swing throughs today, and then your ankle is like giving you trouble, or your quad is really tired because you worked on swing throughs yesterday and you were like, you know, then you should have a backup plan. You should have the notes written down, or like, oh, that was going to be tomorrow, but I can work on it today. I can work on the cheat steps today. I can work on whatever it is that you need to work on, or some fancy transitions if you're too tired to do anything power related. You should have those things ready so that you're not just sitting around wasting your session time, or like, you know, you're drinking that energy drink, you're warmed up. You don't want to cool down to think of something and then have to redo it, and it's just not going to be as optimal as you want it to be. One thing I really wanted to add to that was when you're planning your sessions, and say you planned on doing like cork dub, okay, and you go to the session and you're just struggling with cork swing cork for some reason, maybe the reason is because you're bad at it. Right? So maybe you should be practicing cork swing cork, or maybe you should learn the setup that works for you, or maybe you should do G switch dub or cork, or like G switch dub, or you know, something like TDR dub. Maybe your dub's not strong enough. Maybe you should practice cork times 3. Maybe you, like, if you don't have cork times 3, you shouldn't be doing cork dub. Like, you hit all the prereqs first, and like, just because you planned something, if you are sucking at it, is probably because you suck at it. So get good at it, and then like, and you can plan your sessions that way. I do that. I will be like, oh, I'm gonna do dub times 3 today, and then I go out and I practice cork swings. Like, it just happens. Like, you can't expect like that you're always gonna be at your peak, and you have to be okay with that, because that's how you improve. And if you, like, I had a video about this too, don't lie to yourself. You know, you gotta be honest. Like, if you suck at it, then you gotta practice it. You can't just be like, oh, it's just an off day, whatever. Like, if it's an off day, you should still be able to do it, because like, it should be easy. This one is super obvious, but you gotta say it. Trick more. Always trick more. If you feel like you can't trick every day, then I suggest tricking 2 days in a row, taking 1 day off, tricking 2 days in a row, taking 1 day off. And also, if you can't trick that much, try doing every other day. And if that is easy for you, then you need to trick more. It should be difficult to keep up with your training regimen, because it's supposed to be difficult. If you're not pushing yourself, you're not improving. And on top of that, by forcing yourself to trick an uncomfortable amount, you will probably spur new creativity. But on top of that, you're also going to get stronger. Your body will build endurance and will learn to handle what you're putting it through. If you can't do a grass session all the time, that's kind of understandable, but then get access to a trampoline. Try to get that spring floor session. When spring floor sessions are going on, grass trick before the session, or after the session, or the day before the session, or the morning before the session, so you have the time to heal up and not be super sore. You don't want to be like really sore, but you know, you should love it enough to be able to do that, you know, if you want to really, really improve. And here's a tip that you probably didn't think would be in here. It is get better clothes. So this is a pretty interesting one. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, stop wearing pants when you trick if it's uncomfortable. Don't wear jeans because it looks cool. I'm all for wearing cool clothes when you are making samplers, and if you can handle it, and you're okay with like that, it dumbs down your tricks a little bit. But if you're trying to hit your hardest trick, you should probably be wearing short shorts, no shirt, and spandex or something to get everything under control. You know, you don't want to be crushing your balls every time you're trying to rip a twist. You don't want your pants to tug on your knees when you try to raise your knees up. You don't want to be overheating in your long sleeve just because it looks cool. You want to be in your top shape. Yeah, simple as that. But another cool part of this is maybe you should wear some clothes, specifically like tricking drip, like the torque clothes and lucid drip, all these other ones. Sorry if I didn't shout you out, but those things get you hype, basically, is what I'm saying. When I'm wearing the Tricks Love shirt, I feel like I gotta throw down. I feel like I gotta, like, prove myself, you know? You're wearing some really cool clothes. You gotta fit into that community. That's, just gets you excited to trick, you know? Next tip I got for you is make samplers. So I don't care how bad you are, but you should make a sampler, and I'd probably watch it, and I'd probably give you tips, and I would love to do that. And it doesn't matter how many views you get. Think of it like a personal checkpoint. It'll be really cool when you get good to go back and look at that. And then it helps you get better at editing. It helps you get better at combo construction. Like, so what if you're just like training dubs and then like you never build a combo ever? Like, and then you go to a gathering and then you don't know how to combo, and then, or you do, but it's just the same one, or you only have 5, like, and you don't know, like, you maybe see one that's cool and then you just can't recreate that because you don't know how to do it. You didn't learn the in-between tricks. Doing samplers is like a really good way to kind of figure out what you're good and bad at too, because like you write the combo down and you're like, okay, so I can do that, I can do that, I can do that, and you start trying to do them and you're like, I can't do that. I have to change it. So then you can change it and you'd still make the sampler. That's fine. But just, it kind of gives you an idea of what you're, that's why doing promos for gatherings is super cool, because the promo is like a little, basically a little mini samp that you do before a gathering, and it's just super cool for yourself and other people. It gets them hyped that you're gonna go, but also it gives you kind of a point of like where you are, and it gives you an idea of what kind of tricks you're gonna be doing, what you're good at, and maybe what you want to work on while you're there. So that's pretty cool. This is something I thought I'd never have. I have so many videos on here, and it's going to be so cool when I'm old and I can't trick anymore to go and look at these and see how far I went on this journey. And, like, I'm still going to be involved with the community when I'm old, hopefully. But just look at all that stuff. I started with parkour and free running, and then look at this trick miss video. Oh, my gosh, I remember making this, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But, yeah, go watch that if you want to. Next tip is build a mini community. These are all the trickers that I trick with. Finally, because of quarantine, we were able to get together outside of the gym, and I've got chats going like crazy with a whole bunch of different people. So even if I can't meet them in person, this is that same group that you just saw before, the Trick or Die group. Bunch of us that we get together and we trick. We talk about different things like current tricking that's going on. Shoshi's sampler, of course, Zen's new sampler, of course, all these different things that are going on in the community, and it just keeps you involved and keeps you excited. An awesome tip I've got for you is celebrate harder. So basically, nice. Yes. When you land tricks that you don't normally land, or a combo that you really wanted to land, or you get it first try, or it just is really easy, just get pumped, get hyped, because if you just land it and you're like, oh, it worked, then like it feels like a fluke. Your brain doesn't get the same chemicals that like you would if you got freaked out and excited. And if you get freaked out and excited and you get really happy about landing that trick and you scream and get pumped, you're gonna remember that much more, and your brain is gonna react in a sense like, oh, that was good. That your brain doesn't separate the conscious and subconscious, and if you say it out loud and you freak out and you say verbally why it was good and what was good about it, and you're just having a great time, and it's super obvious to your brain and your body, and all the chemicals just work in your favor to make it on smash and help you to keep that trick consistent. And especially when it's something like you hit 1 out of like 100 tries and then you freak out when you get it, it's going to start becoming more consistent, and then you're going to still be happy every time you get it, and then it gets more and more consistent. Thank you so much for watching this far. I hope this helped you. Make sure that you like, sub, and share. it doesn't do anybody any good if I make these videos and not everybody gets to see them. I want to help people, and I'm sure that you guys want to also, so make sure that you share it. It can just be word of mouth. You don't have to share the video, and just show people that you think might be interested, or even just one tip or two tips that might help somebody out, that would help me out too, because I spend a lot of time making these videos. And also, if you have a certain trick that you need help with, go ahead and comment it, and I can make a video to help you guys with that. If you need help sooner or personalized help, just DM me on Instagram at crispytricks, and I'll get back to you with help.